All of us at some point in our life, right, tend to feel disconnected. And there's usually a certain clear moment when that happens, and that's the moment where we decide what are the spaces we're willing to fight for, what are the places that deserve our beauty. And so it's interesting. Anybody here, you know, growing up in an Asian house, anybody here, was it bad for y'all to cuss at home? Yeah. Right. So my mom and dad both thought it was very funny. My mom would be like, shit though. And like laugh. And like motherfucker. And just like they have no context to these words, you understand? And even like I'd be like leaving out of the house, I'd be driving off and my mom and dad would be waving me goodbye, right? And my dad would be like and flick me off and I'd be like, what you dad? Laugh it off. So like, you know, half of it is like complexities of race in America and dynamics of this and that and blah, 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 blah. And then the other half is just hilarious watching your parents intermingle with American culture, right? And so I love telling this story, man. My parents own a Japanese restaurant. Very stereotypical, let's move on. So they own a Japanese restaurant and for the last 28 years. And the last 2 years, 2 years ago, they won Restaurant of the Year award in Durham, North Carolina. Actually. Yeah, make some noise for that. Yeah. Y'all like, I'm tired of clapping. Woo! So they bought an iPod dock to try to play music in the restaurant, right? And so we're cooking dinner in the kitchen. It's me, my mom, my dad, and my grandma. And my mom's like, George, come see if this works. So I come put my iPhone on this iPod dock. And I started playing Big Crit. Anybody know who Big Crit is? Yeah. If you don't, he's just a rapper. That's kind of all you need to know. So I put it on, and I start dancing in the kitchen. And I'm like, ah. This one of the whole cooking things. So I was like, ah. And my mom's like, turn it down, turn it down. I turn it up all the way. And then out of nowhere, my grandma was like, dropped the onions. I was like, Grandma! Next thing you know, my dad was like, ooga, ooga, ooga. And he hated rap ever growing up. He'd always be like, ooga, ooga, ooga. So he's in the kitchen, ooga, ooga, ooga. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, come on, Mom. She's like, no. I'm like, come on. She's like, no. Okay, all right. And all four Yamazawas are like dancing the country shit in the kitchen, right? That's like the Yamazawas in a nutshell. My parents, they immigrated here around 1979. And they were the only ones on each side of their family to leave their loved ones and homeland. And they gave birth to me and my older sister and have been living here happily ever since. And see, I was born on November 16th, 1990 in Durham, North Carolina. The controversy began the moment that I opened my eyes and took my first breath. I glanced at my grandmother talking to me. I saw my history and could hear Japanese, but I inhaled America and the doctors tricked me into thinking that English was my native language. My middle name is Yamazawa, which means good husband, and that always makes the girl smile. I speak conversational Japanese, but I can't read or write, so I have to talk to all my cousins in spoken word. And it's funny how this poem is the only thing that I have to offer to the land that my blood trickles from. You see, on March 11th, 2011, an earthquake with a magnitude of 8.9 struck the northeast coast of Japan. It angered the waters and made the ocean furious at the way we treat her mother. I sat back and watched the tsunamis on CNN the same way I watched Haiti, New Orleans, and Indonesia, like a sympathetic angel getting a glimpse of hell on the Saturday night news. See, when I found out what happened, I assured everybody that I was okay. None of my family was affected because they lived further south of the island, and my parents hadn't called me yet, but see, I knew something was wrong. There had been an 18-wheeler parked in my heart from the moment that I put down chopsticks and paid attention to the forks in the road. I didn't know why I was so numb, like a truck driver waking up on anesthesia after a collision between Japanese parents and American pop culture. I've been in a 20-year coma, but I woke up the moment that I got home and spoke with my mother. You see the way that she was frowning. I could tell she wanted to go back. Her face gave me a shrug like the shoulders of a little girl the moment a social worker asked why she ran away from home in the first place. I said, no, but all of our family lives further south of the island. They're okay, right? Georgia wa wakaran tomo. Soko de umarete nai kara. I don't think you'd understand. You're not from there. I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. My tears were playing Red Rover with my ducks, still stuck in a carefree conscience like an American childhood. See, I write and recite poetry to express my emotions, but now the problem is I can't feel anything. I was never connected to my motherland. I kept looking at news updates on my iPhone like holding a stepbrother's umbilical cord, realizing that this is proof I am birthed from an American womb. I am a star-spangled banner with a red hole in it, straight Japanese, but raised in a foster country that tells you to forget where you're from instead of embracing the things that you never had. But I'm gonna start searching for my own heart so I can finally find a place to call home.